the Amish are often seen as a mysterious community, with their simple clothing, horse-drawn buggies, and quiet lifestyles. But the lives of Amish men hold even more hidden secrets, many of which remain unknown to the outside world. Their traditions, beliefs, and strict rules make their way of life unique and sometimes surprising. Today we're uncovering 20 things Amish men don't want you to know. From their distinctive beards and unusual courtship practices to their rejection of modern technology, these insights reveal a life deeply rooted in faith and discipline. Let's dive into the fascinating world of Amish men and uncover the traditions that make them so different. Number 1. Beards but no mustache. One of the most recognizable traits of Amish men is their beards. Once a man gets married, he grows a beard to signify his commitment to his wife and faith. This tradition is deeply rooted in Amish beliefs and serves as a visible sign of maturity and devotion. However, you'll never see an Amish man with a mustache. The absence of mustaches has historical and symbolic significance. In the past, mustaches were associated with soldiers and military service. Since the Amish are committed pacifists who reject violence, they avoid mustaches to distance themselves from any connection to war or conflict. This choice reflects their dedication to peace and humility. For Amish men, facial hair isn't about personal style or trends. It's a constant reminder of their values. The beard represents their faith and responsibilities, while the lack of a mustache underscores their rejection of vanity and violence. This seemingly simple tradition carries deep meaning, shaping the way Amish men present themselves and live their lives. Number 2. Bed courtship. Amish courtship is very different from what we might imagine. One of their most unique practices is bed courtship, also known as bundling. In this tradition, a courting couple spends the night together in bed. But don't misunderstand. They remain fully clothed, and physical intimacy is strictly forbidden. This practice serves a specific purpose: to allow the couple to build an emotional and spiritual connection without distractions. It's a way for them to truly get to know each other before committing to marriage. Privacy is important during this time, but the community trusts the couple to honor their values and follow the rules. The tradition may seem strange or outdated, but it reflects the Amish emphasis on modesty and faith. Marriage is seen as a lifelong partnership, so bed courtship focuses on creating a strong foundation based on shared beliefs and mutual respect. It's not about fleeting romance or physical attraction. It's about preparing for a life together that aligns with Amish values. While it might be hard for outsiders to understand, this practice has been a trusted part of Amish culture for generations, helping couples form lasting, meaningful relationships. Number 3. Amish men refuse military service. Amish men are deeply committed to peace, and this commitment extends to their refusal to serve in the military. Their belief in nonviolence is rooted in their Christian faith, which teaches them to turn the other cheek and avoid any form of aggression. For Amish men, participating in war or bearing arms goes against their spiritual principles. Instead of joining the military, Amish men find alternative ways to contribute during times of conflict. Historically, they have worked as medics, farmhands, or in community service roles, ensuring they remain true to their pacifist beliefs while still helping others. These roles allow them to provide support without compromising their values. This stance isn't without its challenges. In the past, Amish men faced criticism and even imprisonment for refusing to enlist. Despite this, they have remained steadfast in their beliefs, prioritizing their faith over societal expectations. Their refusal to participate in war is a powerful example of their commitment to peace and humility. It's not about avoiding responsibility. It's about choosing a path that aligns with their values, even when it's difficult. For Amish men, peace is not just a principle, but a way of life. Number 4. No modern technology. Modern technology may make life easier, but for Amish men it's a temptation they actively avoid. From smartphones and televisions to cars and electricity, the Amish reject these conveniences to maintain a simple, focused way of life. For them, technology can create distractions, encourage vanity, and weaken the bonds of faith and community. This doesn't mean they reject all progress. Amish men use tools like horse-drawn buggies, propane stoves, and even solar panels, provided these technologies align with their values. The key is to avoid anything that could disrupt their spiritual connection or lead to dependence on the outside world. Living without modern technology might seem like a challenge, but Amish men view it as liberating. Without constant notifications or the pull of social media, they can dedicate themselves to their faith, families, and work. This lifestyle helps them remain self-sufficient and closely connected to their community. For Amish men, avoiding technology isn't about being outdated, it's about staying true to their beliefs. By embracing simplicity, they create a life that prioritizes what truly matters, free from the distractions of the modern world. Number 5. Hidden problem: sexual abuse. While the Amish community is often admired for its values and traditions, it's not immune to serious issues. Sexual abuse is a hidden problem that exists within some Amish communities, but it's rarely discussed openly. This silence stems from their practice of resolving conflicts internally, without involving outside authorities. Victims are often encouraged to forgive and reconcile, which can leave them without the support they need. While this approach aligns with the Amish emphasis on forgiveness and community harmony, it can also prevent justice and healing. In some cases, the community's preference for privacy and self-reliance allows abusers to avoid accountability. However, awareness of this issue is growing. Some Amish leaders are beginning to address abuse more openly, recognizing the need for better support systems to protect vulnerable members of their communities. This is a step toward balancing their traditions with the need for safety and justice. Addressing this issue is challenging but essential. By bringing these problems to light, both within the community and beyond, progress can be made to ensure that everyone, especially the most vulnerable, feels safe and supported. Number 6. No state benefit. Amish men live by the principle of self-sufficiency, which means they refuse to accept government aid or benefits. This includes programs like unemployment benefits, food stamps, and Social Security. Their belief in independence and community support drives this choice. Instead of relying on outside assistance, Amish men and their families turn to their close-knit community for help during tough times. If a family faces financial hardship, the community comes together to provide support, whether it's money, food, or labor. This strong network ensures no one is left behind while preserving their values of self-reliance and mutual aid. This rejection of state benefits isn't just about pride, it's also about maintaining their separation from the modern world. The Amish believe that depending on the government could lead to compromises in their way of life and faith. For outsiders, it's hard to imagine life without a safety net, but Amish men see their community as their greatest source of support. By helping one another, they uphold their belief in simplicity, hard work, and faith, staying true to their values even in difficult times. Number 7. Rumspringa, adolescent freedom. Rumspringa is a fascinating and unique phase in Amish life, offering young men a chance to explore the modern world before fully committing to their faith. Starting in their late teens, Amish boys are given temporary freedom to experience life outside their community. During Rumspringa, young men may dress in modern clothes, drive cars, or even attend parties. This period is seen as a way for them to understand the world beyond the Amish lifestyle. However, it's not just about having fun. It's about making an informed decision about whether to be baptized and join the Amish church permanently. For Amish men, Rumspringa is both exciting and challenging. While the modern world offers new experiences, it also presents temptations that can pull them away from their faith. Most Amish boys eventually choose to return, finding that the simplicity and community of their upbringing outweigh the distractions of modern life. This tradition might seem unusual, but it reflects the Amish emphasis on free will and personal commitment to faith. Rumspringa is more than a phase. It's a deeply introspective journey that shapes the path Amish men take for the rest of their lives. 8. Forbidden intimacy before marriage. Amish men follow strict rules when it comes to relationships, and intimacy before marriage is absolutely forbidden. For the Amish, physical relationships are seen as sacred and should only occur within the bonds of marriage. Breaking this rule can lead to serious consequences, including social reprimand or exclusion from the community. Courtship in Amish culture is focused on emotional and spiritual connection rather than physical attraction. Dating couples spend time together under supervision or in public settings, ensuring their behavior aligns with community values. Even bed courtship, where couples talk through the night while fully clothed, emphasizes building trust and understanding without crossing physical boundaries. These rules may seem restrictive, but they reflect the Amish belief in self-discipline and respect for sacred commitments. By waiting until marriage, Amish men and women ensure their relationships are grounded in faith and shared values, rather than fleeting desires. While the outside world may view these traditions as overly strict, Amish men see them as a way to honor God and protect the sanctity of marriage. For them, intimacy isn't just an act. It's a spiritual bond that deserves the utmost respect. Number 9. 8 years of formal education. Amish men, like the rest of their community, only receive 8 years of formal education. This may sound limiting, but the Amish see it as practical. Their schooling focuses on basic skills like reading, writing, math, and geography, all tailored to prepare them for a life rooted in farming, manual labor, and faith. After 8th grade, Amish boys leave school and begin learning through hands-on experience. They take on apprenticeships, work in family businesses, or help on the farm, gaining the skills they need to thrive in their community. This approach reflects the Amish belief that education should be practical and aligned with their way of life. Higher education is discouraged because it's seen as unnecessary and potentially harmful. The Amish worry that exposure to modern ideas and environments could pull young men away from their faith and traditions. Instead, they focus on learning through daily life, where lessons are tied to their work, community, and spiritual values. To outsiders, this limited education might seem like a disadvantage, but Amish men view it as enough for their needs. For them, life itself is the best teacher, offering lessons in hard work, humility, and faith. Number 10. No Medicare taxes. Amish men are exempt from paying Medicare taxes, but it's not because they avoid responsibility. This exemption is tied to their religious beliefs, which emphasize community care and self-reliance. Instead of relying on government programs like Medicare, the Amish take care of their own. When medical expenses arise, Amish families and communities come together to cover the costs. It's common for the entire community to pool resources to help a family in need, ensuring no one is left without care. This system reflects their belief in mutual aid and their commitment to staying separate from government influence. While this approach works well within their community, it does come with challenges. Large medical expenses can strain resources, and Amish families must carefully plan for emergencies. Despite these difficulties, Amish men view their system as a reflection of their faith and values. For the Amish, paying Medicare taxes would mean participating in a system they don't use or believe in. By opting out, they maintain their independence and stay true to their principles of simplicity, faith, and community care. Number 11. Inbreeding and genetic disorders. The Amish community is tightly knit, with most members descended from a small group of settlers. While this close connection strengthens their bonds, it also increases the risk of inbreeding and genetic disorders. With limited marriage options, Amish men often marry within their own community, which can lead to the inheritance of certain genetic conditions. Disorders like Ellis-Van Creveld syndrome, which causes extra fingers or toes, and maple syrup urine disease, a rare metabolic disorder, are more common among the Amish. These conditions result from generations of intermarriage within the same gene pool. To address these challenges, some Amish communities work with medical professionals to identify and manage genetic risks. Others seek outside marriage partners, though this is less common due to their emphasis on preserving cultural and religious identity. While inbreeding is a sensitive topic, Amish men and their families face these challenges with resilience and faith. They rely on community support, traditional remedies, and when necessary, modern medical care to manage these conditions. Their dedication to their way of life, even in the face of genetic challenges, reflects their deep commitment to faith and family. Number 12. Manual trades and crafts. Amish men are known for their exceptional skills in manual trades and crafts. From woodworking and blacksmithing to farming and carpentry, they excel in traditional skills that have been passed down through generations. These trades not only provide livelihoods, but also reflect the Amish commitment to hard work and self-sufficiency. Woodworking is particularly well known among the Amish. They produce high-quality furniture that is prized for its durability and craftsmanship. Similarly, Amish farmers employ sustainable methods, relying on horses and manual tools instead of modern machinery. This approach keeps them connected to their land and their values. Amish men often begin learning these trades at a young age, apprenticing under family members or community mentors. By the time they reach adulthood, they are highly skilled in their chosen craft, capable of supporting their families and contributing to the community. These manual trades are more than just work. They are an expression of Amish identity. They symbolize a way of life that values tradition, humility, and the satisfaction of creating something with one's own hands. For Amish men, their craftsmanship is a source of pride and a testament to their faith-driven dedication to simplicity. Number 13. They don't pose for photos. One of the most unique aspects of Amish life is their aversion to photography. Amish men, like the rest of their community, avoid having their photos taken because they believe it violates the biblical commandment against graven images. To them, posing for a photograph is seen as an act of vanity and self-promotion, which goes against their values of humility and modesty. This belief doesn't mean Amish men are entirely against photographs being taken. In some cases, candid photos of the community may be allowed, as long as individuals aren't posing or drawing attention to themselves. However, most Amish prefer to avoid cameras altogether. This practice can create challenges in interactions with the outside world, where photos are a common way of documenting life. Tourists often find the Amish refusal to be photographed surprising, but for Amish men, it's a deeply held principle. By avoiding photography, Amish men reinforce their commitment to living simply and staying separate from modern influences. For them, the focus is on their faith, their work, and their relationships, not on capturing or preserving their image. Number 14. Dress code. Amish men are bound by a strict dress code that reflects their values of simplicity and modesty. Their clothing is designed to avoid vanity and ensure uniformity within the community, emphasizing practicality over fashion. Typically, Amish men wear plain dark-colored trousers, suspenders, and shirts with no patterns. Jackets and vests are often part of their attire for more formal occasions, but these garments are equally simple and functional. Shoes are sturdy and practical, designed for a life of hard work. The dress code also extends to accessories, or the lack thereof. Amish men avoid wearing belts, ties, or any items that could be considered decorative. Their clothing is handmade by family members, ensuring that every piece aligns with their community's values. The dress code serves as a visible reminder of their faith and commitment to humility. It sets Amish men apart from the modern world, reinforcing their separation from contemporary society. While outsiders may view their clothing as restrictive, Amish men see it as a way to focus on what truly matters: their faith, their family, and their community. Number 15. Strict dress code. Beyond the simplicity of their clothing, the Amish dress code is about discipline and obedience. Amish men must adhere to specific rules set by their church, which dictate everything from the color of their shirts to the cut of their trousers. These guidelines ensure that no one stands out and that everyone remains equal within the community. For example, zippers and buttons are often avoided in favor of hooks and pins, which are considered more modest. This choice reflects the Amish rejection of vanity and pride. Even the hats worn by Amish men, straw in the summer and felt in the winter, are uniform and functional rather than decorative. The dress code isn't just about clothing. It's about reinforcing the values of humility and simplicity in every aspect of life. By following these rules, Amish men show their willingness to submit to their faith and their community. For outsiders, these strict guidelines might seem excessive, but for Amish men, they're a daily reminder of their commitment to living a life centered on faith and discipline. The dress code is more than a rule. It's a reflection of who they are and what they stand for. 16. Submission to husbands. While Amish men are expected to be the leaders of their households, submission to authority doesn't stop with them. They too are bound by their faith to submit to their church, their community, and ultimately to God. This idea of submission shapes every part of their lives, including how they manage their families and interact with others. Amish men are taught from a young age to lead with humility and serve their families through hard work and faith. They make important decisions for their households, but are expected to prioritize the well-being of their wives and children. Their leadership isn't about dominance, but about fulfilling their role as protectors and providers. This concept of submission extends to the church. Amish men must follow the rules set by their bishops and elders, even when they might personally disagree. This obedience reinforces the community's values of unity and discipline. For outsiders, the idea of submission may seem overly strict, but Amish men view it as a necessary part of their faith. By submitting to a higher authority, they stay grounded, ensuring their actions reflect the values of humility, service, and devotion. Number 17. No haircuts. Amish men follow strict rules about their appearance, and haircuts are no exception. Once an Amish man reaches adulthood, he is not allowed to shave his beard or cut his hair short. This tradition has deep religious significance, symbolizing humility, obedience, and connection to their faith. The uncut beard is especially important for married Amish men, as it represents their commitment to their wives and their spiritual maturity. However, the hair on their heads must remain simple and neat, with no modern styling or grooming that could be seen as vain. Young Amish boys are allowed to have their hair trimmed, but once they are baptized and join the church, the rules become stricter. Any deviation from the traditional style can result in reprimand from church leaders. For Amish men, these rules are more than a dress code. They're an outward sign of their inner commitment to their faith. By following them, they maintain their identity and reinforce the values of modesty and simplicity that are central to Amish life. Number 18. Cannot work outside the home. While Amish men are often associated with farming and manual labor, there are strict limits on where they can work. Most Amish men are expected to focus on community-based jobs, such as farming, carpentry, or blacksmithing, rather than seeking employment in modern industries or corporate settings. This rule stems from the Amish belief in separation from the world. Working in factories, offices, or other outside environments could expose them to influences that conflict with their faith and values. By staying within their community, Amish men can maintain their lifestyle and avoid the temptations of the modern world. Even in rare cases where Amish men work outside their community, such as in construction or seasonal labor, they adhere to strict guidelines. They avoid using modern tools or machinery that go against their beliefs and return to their traditional roles as soon as possible. This focus on staying within the community helps Amish men remain connected to their families and their faith. It also ensures that their work contributes directly to the well-being of their households and the greater Amish way of life. 19. No white wedding dress. When it comes to weddings, Amish men and their families do things very differently. For starters, the bride doesn't wear a white dress. Instead, she wears a simple, solid-colored dress, often blue or purple, that she continues to wear for special occasions throughout her life. This choice reflects the Amish rejection of extravagance and vanity. White dresses with their frills and embellishments are seen as unnecessary and impractical. The groom's attire is just as modest, typically consisting of a plain black suit or dark-colored trousers and a vest. Amish weddings are community events focused on faith and family rather than spectacle. There are no elaborate venues or costly receptions. Instead, the ceremonies are held in homes or barns, followed by simple meals prepared by the community. For Amish men, this simplicity is a point of pride. It ensures that weddings remain about the union of two people and their commitment to God, rather than material displays. The absence of a white dress is just one way the Amish stay true to their values of humility, practicality, and devotion. Number 20. Must have children. In Amish culture, having children is seen as both a religious duty and a natural part of life. Amish men are expected to raise large families, often with 6 or more children, as a way of fulfilling the biblical command to be fruitful and multiply. Children are viewed as blessings, and raising them is considered one of the most important responsibilities for Amish men. Fathers play an active role in teaching their children practical skills, such as farming, carpentry, and other trades, while also instilling the values of faith, humility, and community. Amish men see large families as essential for the survival of their way of life. Each child contributes to the family's work and helps carry on traditions that have been passed down for generations. While the responsibility of having and raising children might seem overwhelming to outsiders, Amish men embrace it as part of their faith and identity. They see their role as fathers as a reflection of their commitment to God, their families, and their community. The lives of Amish men are deeply rooted in traditions that reflect their faith, humility, and dedication to family and community. From their distinctive beards to their rejection of modern technology, these 20 things offer a rare glimpse into a world that remains largely untouched by the influences of modern society. While some of these practices may seem strict or unusual, they are essential to preserving the Amish way of life. They demonstrate a commitment to simplicity, hard work, and values that prioritize faith above all else. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of Amish culture. Let us know in the comments which of these traditions surprised you the most or sparked your curiosity. And be sure to check out the video popping up here for more stories about the Amish way of life.